It is a beautiful mid-May day. It is May, as I'm gonna sneeze. It is May 17th. My allergies are driving me nuts. But it is time to do a full garden tour. I have everything, almost everything in the ground, ready to go. Here a couple weeks ago, we had like 5 inches of rain in 1 week, so very, I know, isn't that amazing? Very blessed, very happy about that, but everything has been very wet, which I'm never going to complain about. So I've been a little bit delayed getting everything in the ground. I have kids and dogs and cats everywhere. The chickens are locked up because they started getting picked off again like last summer. So they are locked in their chicken coop. We are working on getting them a chicken run, getting it set up and going so they can at least be out in their run and then free ranging when I'm home in the evenings or so. But that's okay. We are going to go ahead and go through the entire garden, everything I have planted, and this is going to be very detailed and mostly so I know I can go look at varieties and, have an idea of when I planted things out and how I started things also. I'm going to mention that a couple times. So, oh wow, that's a lot of water in my carrot buckets. Okay, Piper, too much water. Yeah, you can't use your bucket to water the carrots. You're gonna drown them. Nope, that's too much, okay? We cannot use our bucket. You can get your watering can and dip your watering can in the water. See, that's about how much water we got. I have not filled that up at all. It's just like that. And you can see the ground is still wet. Okay, well, that's wet from her. But even around the corners of the beds where that doesn't get much sun, it's still super wet. Okay, too much water, okay? My poor carrots. All right. So like I was saying, we got a bunch of rain, so it was all washed out and a whole bunch of my wood chips washed away, but that's okay. I'm looking at some different mulch. So this garden was a flower bed. When it was my grandma's house, it was kind of her flower bed, and as she was, older, there really wasn't much done with it, but there's these 2 extremely large peony bushes, and that was the only thing in this entire garden, and this implement, which is not movable. So last year I cleaned it all out. It had a bunch of tarp and stuff under it, and I cleaned that out last year and put down new tarp and mulch, and I hate it. I do not like it at all. So I'm just dealing with it for now, but I did come up with the idea to turn this into the idea is for this space to be very low maintenance, but all of my area I want to be able to reap what I sow, basically. I want it to be a productive space. So I decided to turn this into a perennial bed / herb bed. So right here, and I just planted these a few days ago. This finally dried out enough, and then it's gotten a little wetter since. But in the back, and you'll kind of see I have a little spot dug out there. I would really like to put a bay laurel there. We'll see. I'll put something large and in charge back there. But then we have 2 lemongrass on the side. And these are I bought these downtown at the local garden center. That's what it is. I'm not pronouncing that, but it's lemongrass. And it is perennial in our area, so hopefully it sticks and comes back. Everything has transplanted quite well. This is a little boxwood basil. My tag has come out. This is a little boxwood basil. There. That is an annual. It will die back, but I kind of want to have my basil area be right up here. And then I have 2 echinacea, 2 coneflowers. I actually got some of these last year, and I couldn't figure out where to put them because they are perennial and they do very well in our area. And I couldn't figure out where to put them, so they ended up sitting out front and dying. So I just got a couple of new ones this year. And then over here, there's an area dug out. I'm thinking I'm going to end up putting some rosemary or something back there. And then the peony bush up there. Here in the front, I have this open area to put some more herbs in here. And then I do have some daylilies. These are just old-fashioned daylilies. I got these from a plant sale downtown. Just some lady dug them out of her garden. She had a ton, and so I got a few from her. They're just the old-fashioned orange ones, which is kind of funny because there was actually one over here somewhere when we moved in, but it was really out of place and it was really just in rough condition, and I dug it out and tried to transplant it, and it did not do well at all. So here I have mint in a bucket. That is actually a strawberry mint. I was trying to remember what kind. That is actually a little strawberry mint, and it is in that little bucket, and I might get a couple more kinds and put them in there. In the back, so last year I did plant hostas. I planted 4 hostas along here, and it looks like, and the chickens kind of picked at them this year, but it looks like 1, 2, 3 of them are coming up, but that 4th one on the end did not come through. And then these are irises, Dutch irises. Also got those from the plant sale. Those I grabbed and I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna put these, but I'm gonna find a space. So I did. And then we have some silver edged thyme, perennial, that will come back next year hopefully. Chives, those are actually perking up. Those are perking right up, they look good. Got those from the plant sale, planted them this last weekend. What are you doing, babies? Oh, good. And like I said, it flooded and washed everything out and down around here, so we're working on fixing that. And I did some digging in here yesterday and tore that up on accident. So this is tarragon. That is a very rough looking French tarragon that I got from the plant sale. We'll see how it does. And then this is a Elegant Snow rosemary. It smells wonderful, and this is a perennial. And I do have, not rosemary, oh my gosh, lavender. That's lavender. And then I have another lavender here, and this is just a purple, oh god, broke. This is just a purple, it's an annual lavender, and so it will not come back next year, but that's okay. All right, so there is, oh, don't dump water on each other. No, kids. So that is the start of the herb garden. Actually, that's most of my herb garden. It looks really good. I got more done than I thought I would. Okay, so coming over here, let's talk about the green stalks. Oh, children. So we're gonna start at the top of this one. These are all Tiny Tim tomatoes. They've been out here for a few days. They actually did quite well with the transplant. Whoops. They did quite well with the transplant. Oh, I didn't know the cat was outside. Sorry, I just saw the cat climb over the fence. I started those from seed inside and then transplanted them up into cups. Then we have some peas. These are doing so good. I really hope these become productive. These are the sugar and snap peas. They're a little bit more bushy, but if I need, I'm gonna get some stakes and either do some stakes in each one of these or get the little markers that Greenstock has that have the little they turn into little trellises. So I've got these peas and they are doing really well. I've never really had much luck with peas, and that's something I really, really want to have luck with, and I just haven't. And I don't know if I'm doing them too late or what's going on. I was able to grow some last year in one of my beds out there, but it only made 1 pea and my daughter ate it. So then, moving on, we have bush beans here. I have 2 per pocket, and I did start these inside. I've never done that with beans before, but I tried it because why not? So I did that this year, and they are looking quite good, I must say. Turn. They transplanted really much better than I thought they would. So as for varieties, these are, oh my gosh, I have Contender. I believe they are Contender, and then it was like a tricolor mix of bush beans. And then the broccoli, still growing away, looking pretty good since I have the chickens locked up. And then in the bottom I have peppers. So I have 2 California Wonder, 2 of the Mocha Swirl and then 2 of the Granville Mix on this side. So those are just a mix. I don't know what colors they are. We had a whole bunch of different colors. All right, moving over to this green stalk. We're gonna go from the bottom up. So the bottom layer on this one is not planted yet. That is going to be marigolds. They are inside. I'm still waiting for them to be a little bit bigger before I transplant them, which is probably, if I went ahead and transplanted them now, they would probably grow faster, but that's okay. And then, so I've never been able to grow lettuce in my green stalk. I've never had luck with that. I can't grow lettuce. I think it's just our climate. It just gets too hot too fast. But I am really happy with how it's going this year. I might be able to reap what I sow. So I've seeded some lettuce here. These were some large transplants, and there were like half of them took, so they're looking pretty good. It was just a mix. And then these ones were smaller transplants, and they did not do so well. But this one, let me turn it. Turn. All right, that one looks great, and I'm super excited about that one. I just hope they keep growing and keep doing well. All right, so then I have 2 layers of herbs. I have basil, just a Genovese basil, and then I have 2 rosemary here, and I may end up transplanting this one over to the herb garden. This is just a traditional rosemary. Yep. And then this one is a barbecue rosemary, and it is a tender perennial, so I might throw that over there too and see if it makes it. But this one should be perennial in our area. So those are looking good. I'm gonna try not to move this too much. Oregano, Italian oregano, and then I have a hot and spicy oregano back here. The growth pattern of these, the difference, kind of amazes me. If I can get that hot and spicy to transplant into the herb garden, I'm just gonna give up and turn it. If I can get this to transplant, I'm going to. Both of them actually. God, I just touched it and my hand smells amazing now. So I'm probably gonna look at transplanting those at some point. And this is a pineapple sage. Unfortunately not perennial in our area, but smells fantastic. And this is reserved for a traditional sage, but also might just go in the herb garden now that I have that. Maybe I'll do annual, the goal is to kind of do annual herbs in here, perennial herbs in the other one. So we'll see. And then the top here, these are all pansies that are just green as can be and grown right along, but nothing to show as color-wise, but they're looking good. How you doing, kids? Okay. Oh, he is soaking wet. My goodness. Soaking wet, boy. Ugh. Okay, so this is where the big difference has been. We're gonna... This is where most of the growth has been, is out here. So the broccoli did get hailed. It got pretty beat up in one of those storms, but it has grown. Like the inner leaves are the broccoli. I just call it broccoli. I mean, I have broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower. So that might be the cauliflower. I don't really know. This is my video, so I can look back, but also I'll know when they grow. But they got all pretty beat up by the hail, as you can see, but they have grown out a lot since then and are actually looking decent. The onions around them are actually doing pretty good. A lot of them got drowned with the water, and they're kind of just getting shut out by the broccoli, but some of them might still work. This onion bed is finally getting with it. They are starting to grow right along. And like I said, I had 3 different varieties in here. I have blush onions, I think 3. Yeah. I don't have any red onions planted, And I do have some more onions inside that I need to do something with before they die. Or not, whatever. But I have blush onions, sweet Spanish, and another traditional yellow one. Can't think of. Okay, so in this bed and that bed. Oh, kids. So in these two beds back here, I actually transplanted cucumbers and cucumbers. I did one bed of slicing, one bed of pickling, and I had started those inside in soil blocks, and they were looking great, and I transplanted them, and then it hailed the next day. So those got destroyed. So what I have going on now is, let me think. Okay, so I have beans right here, and you can kind of see one coming up right here. Beans in this foot, because I do square foot gardening, so beans, peas, and I did re-sow cucumber seeds, and I did have someone approach me with some plants, and so I got some as well. But you can see those little peas, also Sweet Ann, sugar and snap peas, looking pretty good. This bed, same story, and the peas are coming up and looking great. I did not expect them to do that well. So I did re-sow some seeds. Oh, there's one cucumber. One's already coming up, so that's good. I don't see any in the other bed. So, okay, over here, we enter Tomato Alley, which, haha, Tornado Alley, Tomato Alley. I just put that together. Okay, so here I have, these are all triple crop tomatoes. They were looking rough. They still kind of are, but they've actually, and I just planted these a couple days ago. But they're looking really good. Over here, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to remember all of these off the top of my head. I think these are all actually some Homestead tomatoes. I think all four are Homestead, and all four over here are triple crop. And in the middle, I have carrots in this bed. Carrots in the middle. And yesterday I set up all of my drip irrigation and got that all fixed up. So over here is cherry tomatoes. This one I believe is black cherry. These two are black cherry. These two are Sakura. Okay. I don't have anything planted in the middle right now. That was gonna be bush beans. But I feel like I have a lot of beans. Which I don't know that you can have too many beans, but I kind of want to do something else there, so we'll see. And then in this side, I was gonna do celery, but I planted zinnias there. I kind of just lost it and lost sight of what was going on, and I just planted zinnias there a couple days ago. I was like, you know what, I want some flowers in my garden. Are you okay? You're stuck? Okay, well get out of the trees then. So, here, I also have zinnias here. I think I did go ahead and plant beans here. And then these are also cherry tomatoes. There's two honeycomb. Yeah, two honeycomb and two Gardener's Delight, which do excellent in this area. I hear the payloader getting close, so I might have to take a pause and do whatever he's doing. But anywho, here I have, so these are my three paste tomatoes, and they are in rough condition. Those are super sauce, and I started them from seed, and all of the rest of them died. Those are the only three that survived, and I don't know that they're gonna make it. I was really excited about those. And judging and like comparing to the other tomatoes, they are just really not hanging in there. So, and then this, I believe, has basil planted in the middle. All right, so then on this side, we have some red slicer tomatoes. And if I can remember, they are let's see, the homestead over there, Rutgers, there's 2 Rutgers and 2 Jetstar is what is here. So that's what is going on in Tomato Alley. He thought it would be cool to scrape the corral clean while I was filming a video. Okay, so this bed is my only empty bed. It does not have anything in it. This is my pepper bed, and I have 2 habaneros. I could not grow those from seed. Try as I might, I tried twice, and I could not get it to germinate. So I have 2 habaneros, and then I have 2 of the Granville mix that I grew from seed, 2 Mocha Swirl, and 2 Cali Wonders that I grew from seed. I am saving the other 4 spots for jalapenos and banana peppers. So then, we already went over that one. Over here is my squash bed. I've got, so I tried to do blocks, seed blocks, soil blocks of these, and it went really well, except 3 of them did not germinate. I did 3 yellow squash, 3 of the gray zucchini, and then 3 of a green zucchini, and my green zucchini did not germinate. But my plan with these is to try to do them vertically this year. So I have those tomato cages, and those are going to serve as my zucchini cages. I saw someone do it last year and it went really well. All right, so then over here, I decided to turn this one into a strawberry bed, except for everyone around me is out of strawberries. But I had bought a hanging basket of strawberries from Orscheln's like 2 months ago. Way too early to have gotten strawberries, but they were in a hanging basket, and there were 6 of them in one basket. And I decided to go ahead and plant those out. And I just did that yesterday, so they are still kind of taken to it. But yeah, and then I did my snapdragons in the middle of those. They are the Potomac Sunrise Mix and Potomac Orange. They're actually looking quite well. And I did top some of them, like this one right here. I pinched into 2. I did it with most of them, but not all of them, which I totally should, and I might. But I just kind of wanted to see the difference because I've never grown snapdragons before. So that is the big garden in mid-May. I don't know what I'm gonna do in this bed yet. I had lettuce and carrots there, but I think I have plenty of carrots. So I'm not quite sure yet. Like I said, in one of my earlier videos, I talked about how I had 4 beds of garlic. I was supposed to be these 2 garlic, and I accidentally got enough garlic for 4 beds. So it was these 2 and those 2 there had garlic in them, but all of my garlic died. So, which is funny because over here, this is my old garden. Nothing grew here. You can see why. It's covered in, it's literally just a complete shaded area, right? And this is the only area that's shaded. So nothing grew over here, but I have garlic from my old garden this was planted like 5 years ago, and this garlic just continuously comes up. It was clear all the way along the fence, and this just continually comes up. I can't even kill it, and I couldn't keep the ones in my garden bed alive for half a year. So my snapdragons, I intended on planting in these wine barrels out front, but that didn't happen, and I just really needed to get something done with them. So I planted them there, and I'll go out front and show you where I put them out front too. Okay, so this is my front yard. And I ended up, whoa, hello. I ended up putting 4 snapdragons and a marigold in this bucket here. Kind of forgot I had these. And then there's also one over here. But I planted tulips in there, and I didn't think they were going to come up. And then I went to plant snapdragons in this one as well. And the tulips were actually like they had roots, and they were actually growing. So we're just gonna let that happen and see what comes of it. So I almost forgot to do my bucket garden, until I saw this tub. And this is actually going to be sweet corn. I told myself I wasn't gonna go grow sweet corn, but I found a variety that I really wanted to try. So I decided I'm going to do just a little bit of that in one of these barrels. I should probably do 2 if I'm gonna do it. I should probably do 2. Anyway, so we're gonna go over the bucket garden real quick. Okay, so these 5-gallon buckets are all carrots. Yes, I'm missing one. My sister stole it. These are all carrots. These are what my kids were dumping water on earlier. And they are all coming up. Those 5 were planted later than these. These are all rainbow carrots. And then these are all Danvers. My fruit trees that are probably not coming back around. I'm gonna snip some branches off here in a minute and see what they look like. My potatoes, got those all mulched. I've got some Kennebec, Red Norland, Yukon Gold, and all blue. And then my asparagus that my kids dug up, and I had to put this one back in a little bit ago. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, there's the bucket garden. And then I'm going to do some corn in that one.